friends, welcome to a huge announcement video. This is the first time I'm telling you. I've told a handful of YouTuber friends what is happening behind the scenes in Guitar Hunter, but here is what is moving forward in 2023. Number one, the Dream Guitar Challenge is back. This is one of my favorite things I've ever done on YouTube, and it happened right at the very beginning of my YouTube career, but I still had a full-time job and life just didn't work out for me to do it at that point. But it is finally time for me to relaunch the Dream Guitar Challenge. Well, the Dream Guitar Challenge is where I take $500 like this and I snowball it into a dream guitar. Now, a few years ago, this is how I wound up with my Husson Dalton TDM. Now listen, this year I'm going to swing for the fences. The Dream Guitar Challenge, I start with $500, and then every time I make any profit on that guitar, I give 10% to charity first and foremost. There's a form in the description down below that you can tell me which charity we should use. St. Jude is in there, Guitars for Vets is in there, a few of my patrons have recommended different nonprofits. So, go down there, click that link, make sure you vote so that by the time we're done with this, we're going to give a pretty substantial amount of money, because I'm hoping to turn that $500 into a ridiculous amount of money, because the dream guitar I want more than anything is a Martin D45. I've wanted one of these forever. Now I'm going to give a caveat. I have kind of one of two dream guitars, either a full-fat, full-blown D45, or I also really love the aged, authentic 1939 or 1937 D28s. Those are unbelievably good. So we're going to be at $8,000 up to $10,000. So I want you, how many moves do you think I can take to get from $500 all the way up to 10 or 12 grand? I'm hoping to do this by September or October of this year. So those videos are going to go up about as fast as we can. There should be about one of those per week as I'm buying and selling guitars. Amazing announcement number two, I have taken a job. I'm working with Hometown Music and Blue Sprocket. And so Blue Sprocket, they have a record studio, a record pressing plant, and then they also are now acquiring Hometown Music. Hometown Music is the first guitar shop I ever bought a guitar from. They're based in my hometown, and my friend Chuck is transitioning. He's still going to be around the shop, but I'm going to come in as the business development manager, and over the next couple years, we're going to build up this guitar shop to be, it already is an amazing source of cool guitars for young, intermediate, and beginner and intermediate guitar players, but we're also going to grow it into a cool guitar shop that does feature some of the brands that make Virginia genuinely incredible. So let's show you around. Now, the last 2 days, we've been doing nothing but inventory, which I've never counted so many times and done so many tally marks, but there are two people I want you to get to know, and yeah, so let's check out Hometown Music. So the shop is Fender dealers, PRS dealers, Breedlove, Alvarez, Ibanez, Squire. There's some Recording King, there's Kala. We have Ibanez pedals, we have MXR pedals, and the whole suite of the Fender Hammertone pedals. Please buy shirts, hats, merch. If you're in Virginia, if you want to come hang out, please see us. Christopher. Chris and I are old friends. We've known each other since high school. Yeah. I went to high school with Chris's little brother. And so you are Blue Sprocket and now Hometown Music. Mm-hmm. And so anyway, so you'll see Chris more for sure. Chris is in, we've been in inventory mode, and now Chris is in point of sale mode. So we're trying to work through getting everything in, and then we have to figure out pictures. But I want to introduce you to one other person, which is actually Chuck is the first person to ever sell me a guitar. Hey Chuck.
Hello.
So Chuck, how long have you had Hometown?
Since 2000, I guess this is the 23rd year.
Amazing. That's like, because I think that's when I learned how to play guitar in like 2000 or 2001. And I remember you really graciously helping me figure out which Alvarez was right for me.
Yeah, that's great.
So cool. Two things I need to say about Hometown Music. Number one, that is a temporary space. That's why when you look at it and you see all the drywall and all the concrete floors, that is a temporary space. That building will be renovated. But this is the space that's going to be the guitar shop. And let's walk around and I'll show you. So here is the front wall, and this wall will be coming out. And so this will be the front door out to the parking lot. When you come into the shop, you're going to look over here to the left. Over here will be all of the checkout counter. So it looks like we're going to have a display case, a counter, a display case, and then a workbench over there by the window. And then in this space in here is going to be our service center. And so in here, we'll be able to work on guitars. We'll be able to do all of a little more intense kind of service and work on guitars than they have been doing up to this point. Then some closets, some utility stuff. And then as you come over this direction, this is going to be our storeroom. And so these are really tall ceilings. I think they're like 12.5 or 13 feet. And so those are going to go all the way up. And from there, this will be all of our storeroom back here. And then in the way back, that room back there is a bathroom. Coming back out here, this is the main part of the retail store. So the entire space all the way around has the slat wall. And there will be storage for so many guitars in here. Now, in addition to guitars, it's not just a guitar shop. There's also going to be some drum stuff, so I'm sure at some point there will be drums, and then there's also going to be some kind of a stage area back here. The reason Hometown Music has been in a temporary spot and is moving into a permanent spot is that this is the same shop that literally exploded. There was a gas leak, there was an explosion, the entire building was just gone in moments. It was there 1 minute and it was not there the next. Now, this business has been displaced for the last couple of years. That was in 2020. So 2 years of kind of moving around. They have a temporary space over in another part of town, and then they've been here for a year and a half or so. And now this is going to be the final home for the next stretch of what they're doing here at Blue Sprocket. Now, there's all kinds of other amazing stuff that's happening at Blue Sprocket too. We're in the process of building out a record studio, and so I'm going to bring you along, similar to Rhett Scholl's series, showing what it takes to actually build out a full-blown professional studio. We're going to do that. You'll see Chris a lot more as we do that, because Chris is an absolute he's a master at mastering records. He is unbelievably just passionate about making great records. Now, the other thing that is really cool, and we will do a tour, is there is a record pressing plant. And so there's 2 presses back there. They are making records all of the time, and it's such a cool thing to be around. I've been around it the last couple weeks. Haven't shown you guys yet, but it will come here soon. Now, there's 2 more things that are amazingly exciting, and I have to show you. Let's walk back here to the very last thing about this space. Back here, as you keep coming down this long hallway, in addition to record studio, record pressing plant, guitar shop, coffee shop in that temporary space that the shop's in now, this space is going to be a lot of things. Over here, there are going to be 5 rehearsal spaces. That these will be spaces that if you are a creator, if you make music, this is going to be the space that you're going to want to be in. So the plan is for us to have 5 spaces, all different sizes, but those spaces would allow people to have drum sets and PA systems. We're going to have video, we're going to have camera setups, we're going to have audio setups, all of the Ethernet, so that you could stream video wherever you're doing. So if you're a YouTube creator, if you want to learn how to make videos, if you want to learn how to make content, we're going to have amazing resources for you here in the Shenandoah Valley. Now, the second thing that's coming over here is that in this space, there is going to be a record studio. And over the last few weeks, we've gone around buying up every cool old amp that we can find. Here is an old Gibson Skylark. Here are a couple Hammond organs. It's very dark in here, I'm sorry. Does this look familiar? Here's my old Mesa Roadster that was purchased by Chris. Now, in addition to that, there's also a super cool Showman combo, a 68 with a drip edge. And then this giant cab is actually just a 212, like such a huge cabinet. And this is a 212 as well. So 2 ginormous cabinets. And this is exceptionally cool because it's a twin that has been cut, and you don't have to feel bad because somebody already did it and you don't have to feel bad about it. But it's a twin head, Box AC30. So there's just so much stuff. Now this is going to be the studio over here, and so the studio with a mastering suite, there's going to be a lot of things going on in here. Tons more to show on that. And the absolute last thing that you have to see is this space, which is basically, think about those giant rehearsal spaces. This will be a huge version of that. And so with those, all of them are going to be set up with a gear locker that you can do recording, you can create stuff, you can show music off, you can film stuff. in here, we're gonna have an even better kind of showcase space. And so this will be a music venue, and we're still working on the details of that being kind of a separate business within the structure of all the things that Blue Sprocket is trying to do. But in here, hopefully 300 people will get to see music, be around. There's bathrooms and stuff back here. There's stuff for a bar. And so, man, I hope you can see why I want to jump into this, why I want to be involved with this. This is people and place and music in the Shenandoah Valley, and how could I not jump in? So the questions I know are going to come out of this. Number one, how does this change Guitar Hunter? The biggest change to Guitar Hunter now is that 4 days a week I'm going to be here. I'm going to be working at Blue Sprocket at Hometown Music. Now during that time, it's mostly guitar stuff and music stuff. And so I hope that in one way, I get to deal with a lot more people in real life, in face-to-face. Because, man, YouTube life for me has been profoundly lonely. Just the way that work has, and the way work has worked the last few years. I've been working by myself. I've been talking to a camera like it's a person. I've been watching the video of myself talking instead of dealing with people. And so that's the biggest shift that I welcome with a whole heart, is the idea that I get to work with people that I love and I'm super excited about. Chris is an old and dear friend. He's brilliant and he's super wise, and he's doing incredible work here in the Valley. Thing number one I want to be involved with. Number two, Chuck is so kind and humble and wise and wonderful, and he's been so gracious to me. He is one of my through lines. Like, I've known him since I was a kid. To be involved with somebody who is just talented and wise and wonderful and wants to teach and share how to run a business. Here's the thing. When I think about life and I think about work, I know I'm in the sweet spot when I look in front of me and I feel really scared and really daunted by what I have to do. But when I look back, I'm like surprisingly proud of what I accomplished. So that's always the sweet spot. So right now I firmly feel that I look forward, I'm like, I don't know how to run a business. I don't know how to do a million things that are required of me. But when I look back, I'm like, man, I made it. Like, I made it through COVID. My family never declared bankruptcy. We never missed a mortgage payment. I took care of my family through making these guitar videos, and you guys and gals were right there with me the whole way through. And so now it just makes me incredibly excited for putting down deeper roots in the Shenandoah Valley to make cool stuff. So anyway, that's thing number two. Here comes thing number three, back at the studio. So you're going to see a lot more of that content and those kinds of just the how do we run a guitar store? How do we build a thing that is going to outlive all of us? We want to make a guitar shop that will be for people for the rest of their lives and the rest of our lives. So I'm incredibly humbled and excited. Cannot wait to show you more about that. Now the third part of this challenge is that I'm going to be doing a lot more higher production, very specific, targeted challenges and collaborations with other YouTube channels. That might involve me flying to another city for a few days, and we're just going to have a Top Gear style challenge of, you have $700, you have 5 days, find the coolest guitar, play a show, write a song, record a song, sell it for the biggest profit, and then whoever wins, everyone's money goes to that charity. That's one that we're working on. And so if you want to tag your favorite creator in the description down below of who you think I should work with. I've talked to Philip McKnight about this. I have talked to Tony Policastro about this. I've talked to Rhett Shull about this. And so I want to do more collaborations and more just high-level storytelling in the guitar space and just create really cool, meaningful guitar things that are just fun to watch and help, both are informative but also educational and exciting. And so anyway, collaborations are happening a lot this year. So those are my three big channel announcements, and I cannot thank you enough for watching these videos, for supporting this channel, for believing in me. And man, I can't believe that this is what I get to do with my life, and it's all because you watch these videos and you subscribe, and there are patrons and there are channel members. And so if you support this channel at all, I just thank you from the bottom of my heart. So make sure you hit a thumbs up on this video, subscribe, and then if you want to get closer, if you want to help support and make sure that these things keep happening, please check out patreon.com/guitarhunter. Become a patron there, or right down below this video, you can become a channel member. Just click join for like $3, $10, I think it's $3, $5. $10 or $30 a month or $50 a month, something like that, you can become a channel member, and then that is just, you get early access to videos, and the larger thing is you help fill the world with music and friendship. So thanks for watching this video. I'm Jeremy, I'm the Guitar Hunter, and this is a lot of work. There's so much work. We have already put so much work into what's going on, and I can't wait to bring you along for that process. So, thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's going to be a good year.